Hey guys, it's John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFL Inspirations for Your Life. Great that you're with me here at 11:11 p.m. or 11:11 a.m., 1 a.m., 1 p.m., or perhaps maybe just a different time, like 2:30 p.m. or 2:30 a.m. Whatever time you're at, it's really great that you're here with me. We're closing out the week with our master topic. We'll tell you that in just a second. Thank you so much for being here. Do scan the QR code and make the choice. Check out all my great content. Check out TikTok. Go ahead and follow me. Let's get me above 1,000 followers so I can stream there as well. All right, guys. Our master topic for the week, if you haven't been following me, is how to help others. We're on series 3, which means we're in the 3rd year, and we're on show number. We right now we're in the series, and most important thing to let you guys know in that series is we are on show number 7. So elevating others and yourself shows basically it's show 6, episode 7. So basically, I had that right here the first time. So we're on the show 6, but we're on episode number 7. We're in the 3rd year. First thing I want to talk to you about, which is really important, is how do we elevate others and yourself? Well, you have to love yourself and others first. If you don't love yourself and others first, I got news for you. You're going to be a very unhappy camper. And that's because everything you do is going to seem like it's a chore, like it's not working for you. Not because it isn't, but because you're finding it to be hard to love yourself. So let me say that again. You're finding it hard to love yourself. And so before you can love others, you have to first love yourself. And if you don't do that, then I'll tell you, it can be a very big problem. You have to like yourself. You have to love yourself. You're never going to be able to open your heart and like or love anyone else. All right. So when we talk about elevating, which is to take ourselves, and I don't mean to make ourselves snobs. I don't mean to put ourselves up on a pedestal. But what I mean by elevating is to bring our energy up way high. So by doing that, we're going to be able to be at this peak level of performance all the time, because most people operate in their energy way, way down here. You need to be way up here. Again, we're not talking about the fact of you being better than anybody else. We're just talking about your level of energy. When your level of energy is high, other people are going to notice it, and you're going to be more in connection with success. All right, guys, the next thing I want to share with you is you got to show up. Did you know that? Showing up. 80% of life, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, is showing up. Pretty cool, right? This goes back a very long time ago. Woody Allen, Marshall Brickham, Don Quixote, Cripple, and the origin of this. And it is 90% of success is just showing up. Showing up is 80% of life. Let me say that again. 90% of success is showing up. Okay? Showing up is 80% of life. Let me say that one more time. 90% of success is showing up. Okay? Showing up is 80% of life. 80% of success is showing up. 75% of life is showing up. In life, 50% of it is showing up. So when we think about this, going all the way back to New York Times, I think it was in 1977, Woody Allen and Marshall Brickham co-wrote the Oscar-winning screenplay for the 1977 movie Annie Hall, and they were interviewed together by journalist Susan Braudy, and the following words were spoken by Marshall Brickman. But he added this adage to the Woody Allen note, and the emphasis of the excerpt is what he actually said. He says, "I've learned one thing," as Woody says, quote, "showing up is 80% of life. Sometimes it's easier to hide home in bed. I've done both. So if you show up, that's 80% of success. Keep showing up because your competitors don't." In 1978, the New York Times reported that the notable ballerina Gelsey Kirkland was given a T-shirt with a version of the adage. However, the percentage displayed on the clothing differed from the 80. Indeed, as the saying was culturally transmitted, the percentage specified varied greatly. Along with the therapy, they were friends, and one gave her a T-shirt imprinted with a favorite slogan. Woody Allen once said that 99% of life is showing up. So, yeah, it was wrong, but I think the concept got there. And, it's the concept that gets our body into action, gets our mind, gets our heart into action. If you're asked about the heart, we'll talk about that another time, but the heart is really the CEO of the body. It's not your brain. The brain has one connection to the heart. The heart has 5 connections to the brain for every stem, the one to the heart. That's pretty remarkable. So I guess in life, we need to show up. 90% of success is just showing up. Showing up is 80% of life. 90% of success is just showing up. And showing up is 80% of life. 80% of success is showing up. 75% of life is showing up. In life, 50% of it is showing up. So what this means is that when we make that dedicated commitment to keep showing up in our life, we're going to come in contact with things. We're going to be able to share things. All right. When we show up consistently and with integrity and authenticity, okay, in our life and those we want to support, they will always show up for us. And when you know that you show up for yourself and things always work out, you start to believe. Hey, that's my slogan, believemeachieve.com, right? All right, let's jump over to the next point. It is getting late here tonight, and I do have a run tomorrow. Learn what energizes you and them. That's pretty cool. So there's an art. Energizing, think of it like the little, Energizer bunny or the Duracell battery, right? What makes a battery charge? Let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about what I mean. So what charges a battery? Well, charging a battery has lots of different stages, right? You have a car battery charger, you have an extension cord, small wire brush optional, and you have a voltmeter, right? And so when you hook up the wires, you choose a charging rate before connecting your battery charger to the battery. And simple chargers don't allow different rates of charge, but many models do. And charge rates are expressed in amps, and often starting at 2 and topping out to 10. Unless you're in a rush, choose the slowest charge rate first. Slower charging is easier on the battery and makes overcharging less likely, and that you won't have any kind of challenges or any kind of explosions, especially if you don't have a voltmeter and are charging blind, which is never something you should do. Set the charger to a fast setting only if you'll be on hand to unhook the charger and try to start the vehicle fairly soon. Faster charging will get you up and running sooner, but you can shorten the battery's life. So that teaches me something. That means that in life, we need to take our time. When we take our time, we're able to preserve. If we charge our phone slowly, we'll have a battery life for so long. If we want to become a good runner and we learn how to run slowly and we don't push ourselves, we'll have a long-lasting body. We won't have any kind of challenges. See, people that run and they want to be a star tomorrow, I'm just looking to get better at it, but I don't need to be a star tomorrow. I just want to get a little better than where I was, and I want to feel a little bit healthier and just take that day by day. So same thing with the batteries. When you learn what energizes you and them, you're able to apply it. Now, it's almost like maybe you have a friend and you know that, they just love stories, or you know that they love to hear about your trips with animals, or I'm just making this up, or they love to hear about your novels that you're reading. Find out what empowers people, what makes people curious, and then feed them that food. And they will not only come back to you, they'll be addicted to you, because you'll be the person that understands them and their life, and something that maybe not even their parents or their best friends have taken the time to do in the past. You're trying to get to know somebody based on integrity, based on the truth, based on the core. Do you know less than 5% of the world actually takes the time to get to know someone because they're too busy, because they don't want to do it. They just feel the world is about me and nobody else matters. That's how people are. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen, then listen more. You heard me. I said listen, and then listen more. All right, so what does that mean, John? Well, listening actively to connect with people, not to reply or rebuttal, but to become active. And when we listen actively, the information just goes in differently. And when that happens, it's like sparks fly in a positive way that energize us, that charge us to want to take a jump, to take a leap, to set a promise, to go for that desire, to go for that dream. Listen, and then listen some more. All right. The last one I want to talk about tonight is look for challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. So when we look at a challenge, maybe, I don't know, maybe a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship just ended, relationship's over. Like, oh my gosh, my life's over. Look at that as a blessing and say, you know what? There's a reason the universe did this. We weren't meant to be together. I know that if we're not going to get back together, then the universe is going to find me something just like this or even better. Believe it, it's going to happen. You guys know I went through some challenges with my landlord who tripled my rent. I know that my landlord wasn't great to me. And I know that I'm going to be connected with something just as good, if not even better. I know it. I believe it in my heart. A challenge is something that we want to overcome, that we want to learn from. When we shift our perspective from lack and we shift our perspective from what can we learn from the situation, it gets us to change. And we see it less likely than an obstacle, but more as a stone or as a bridge that can take us to greater paths of collective enlightenment and growth. What are some of the challenges you've gone through in life? Well, maybe you had a challenge with a relationship. Maybe you got fired from a job. It's like, oh my gosh, this is never going to work. There's a reason. I always say that people, things, and situations come into our life to help us become a better version of ourselves. They do. I know sometimes it might not seem like it is that way, but it is. It's just that, it's not like you just turn a light on and it happens. A reality, a connection's got to be made. But having that energy that things are just going to be fine means you're on the right path, ladies and gentlemen. You're on the right path. So look for those challenges, okay? And see them as opportunities where you have infinite possibilities to learn and grow and pivot that perspective. And when we look at it like that, it's like everything is a learning lesson in our life. I don't know about you, but I think that is so priceless. If you could just learn, right? I said something a few days ago that education is never completed. What do you mean, John? I went to preschool, I went to grammar school, I went to high school, I went to college, graduate school. That's just the beginning of your education. See, that education is the education you get to help you prime the pump for all the rest of your education. Let me see if I can give you an example. Maybe you've used a pump before, right? And maybe you're using a pump to get water from a well. Well, that first bit of water that goes in there is like cruddy water. You don't want to drink that. But it primes the pump so that good water can get in there. And when it does, it can really make a change in you and so many things in life. So I think if we can see the world as a different perspective, instead of looking at life through the window, maybe look at it through the roof or through the chimney or through the door. Try to look at the situation you're at in a different perspective. One easy way to do that is to go ahead and put on the other person's shoes, proverbially, and really feel as though you are that person for a few moments. So, we've been talking a lot this week about how to help others. And there's lots of ways we have to help others. But what we've really learned at the end of the week is that we have to help ourselves first. And that's not being selfish, that's just the truth. We got to help ourselves first. So, if we help ourselves first, then it's like you've built this foundation, and then the foundation's able to support you as you move forward. See, that's the success in life. Just look at all these things, all these times, because if success was easy, everybody would do it. But you have the power to achieve success more than you even believe possible. Just start to believe, and you'll start to see opportunities unfolding for you. It might happen tomorrow, but you'll start to see opportunities. That's the magic, guys. That's the magic. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. We have a great guest coming on tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you what the topic is. We have a great guest coming on tomorrow. And I think what you'll understand is that when we learn to embrace our own lives, connecting with others becomes like second nature. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now. Sure you do. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur and a podcast host and a podcast coach. I hope you'll definitely check out the QR code, believemeachieve.com. Do follow my content, including TikTok, and I'll catch you real soon, all right? Have yourself a wonderful rest of your night and a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.